Amazon Flex is such a popular side hustle, so much so that when you go online to sign up, that a lot of marketplaces, you have to join a wait list. You can't even get activated instantly. Now, I've done Amazon Flex. I've done it in multiple marketplaces. I've done it for years. And my question after doing Flex warehouse runs, their grocery runs, I even did Amazon restaurants when that was a thing. My only question with Amazon Flex as a gig worker signing up is why? Why would you do Amazon Flex? You're doing a lot of stops per hour on their warehouse gigs. There's no tips on the warehouse gigs, and you don't even know where you're going until you get there and you get your assigned routes. Well, Gig Work 101 is doing his very first Amazon Flex shift, and I want to know, as we watch this shift together, what is the pay per mile? What is the hourly? Because you do get guaranteed hourly pay when you sign up for warehouse runs. And ultimately, is it going to be worth it? Because I have ranked for you Amazon Flex in like the bottom third of my side hustle gig options for you, but maybe after this video, we can bump that up a few ranks. You know, the minimum pay on Amazon Flex is $15 an hour. Comment down below, what marketplace are you in, and what's the minimum hourly pay that you typically see shifts at? Because yeah, the minimum is $15 an hour, but here in Pittsburgh, I see shifts starting at $18 an hour. But still, frankly, for the workload, the hourly pay here and everything involved, I would like you to do higher than that, like $22 plus an hour for Flex to be worth it.
I got an email saying that they was going to start deliveries in my market yesterday, and I see an offer, $75 for it.
Are you in a new Flex market? Or did they just open up the wait list? I'm curious what marketplace you're in. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Here's the hourly pay. Look, this is exactly what you're going to get as a Flex driver. Let's calculate some of these. $46.50 divided by 3 hours. Oh, that's $15.50. Oh, the minimum I told you is $15 an hour. Here in Pittsburgh, at least my profile, because it can vary obviously based on driver, is $15.50. What's the other one? $17.50. divided by 3.5 hours, $21.57 an hour. Is that the one that he's going to drive here? It is the same warehouse. Well, there's the marketplace right there, Shreveport. So Shreveport, it is the same warehouse, like code. Obviously, it's both Shreveport, but it's this WLN2. So every warehouse is going to have a code like that. It's the same code, but look, they both start at the same time, at noon. Now, one is 30 minutes longer, but the one pays $15.50 an hour, and the other one is $21 plus an hour. How would that ever happen? The way that Flex determines these shifts is, yeah, it's based on the starting time in parts. So if it's getting closer and closer, we can see right now it's 11 a.m. So that shift's going to start in an hour. So the closer you are to the start time, you may see more bonus pay, but they start at the same time. It also considers the shift as well. But if a shift is longer, it's just more difficult, there's more stops, for whatever reason, they might offer more pay there. So I'm guessing like 15 some an hour. Maybe it's literally like 15 some packages, like super easy, and they're not going to pay a lot for that because the effort involved versus that 3.5 hour routes paying $21 an hour. It might have more stops an hour, more driving. It might be a farther route. You're getting 21 some an hour, but again, he doesn't know where he's going to drive here.
12 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. for 97 lalas, y'all. Should I take it? This will be my first Amazon Flex order. Amazon contribution $97 for delivering this block. The blocks is not eligible in the in-app customer tips.
Warehouse
okay, but it's
tips.
not telling me. It's not telling me how many miles or packages. It's just saying.
That's right, D. You have no idea, my friend. You're finding out. This is everybody. So this is in part why I rank Flex so low. It's $97, but you could drive 40 miles. You know, it's more worth it. You could drive 55. You could drive 60 miles. Your stops could be really close together in one neighborhood. Or I've had this where you make a delivery, next stop, 15 minutes. You make that delivery, your next stop, 14 minutes away.
All right, they got a 12 to 4 for 8, and they got a 12 to 3
$20 an hour
for 75. They got a 12 to 3 for 46. Boom. Let me schedule this one. Offer schedule. I heard you got to be there early too. I don't know what to do, y'all.
So here's what's going to happen when you get to the warehouse. So it's typically an associate's going to be at the loading area. There'll be signs. I think they need to do sometimes a better job with the signage. It'll say Amazon Flex drivers, follow the arrows. And you're going to want to look basically for like regular cars, like personal vehicles, right? Like regular cars. Chances are those are the Flex drivers. That's where you want to be. It's typically going to be either like a kind of rows or it's going to be a parking grid. An associate, number one, is going to check your ID. It's going to say the same thing in the app. Now, the app's going to prompt you to take a selfie as well, just verification. It'll say, check in, you've arrived, check in, take your selfie, and then present your ID to the associate. Now, some warehouses you park and you go inside the loading warehouse and you scan your ID yourself on a kiosk. In those cases, there'll be a sign that says Flex driver check-in. Oh, we already got the packages.
I'm loaded up. It's 20
we missed the whole warehouse.
And about 40 packages. And I just put these in there. I ain't got them set up no certain way or nothing. I'll figure it out though. Hey, leave me a comment, man. How should I organize this?
I gotcha. How do you organize Amazon Flex packages? Should you just do this? I can just throw everything in there. It doesn't matter. There's packages, there's envelopes, and then there's like those Amazon bags, right? Throw it in there. Option number one. Option number two, should I organize by package type, maybe? So my boxes in one segment, maybe the trunk or something, and then the envelopes and the bags in a different section of the car. Option number three, should I organize by stop? So regardless of package type, I just organize by stop. Now I did really all three of these. When I first started, like D here, I just threw everything in there. And then the problem with that is when you make your delivery, you're at the destination, you're combing through, looking at the labels of every single package and envelope to look for that customer's name. Option number two, then I did that. So then I organized by package type. So then I just put boxes and stuff in my trunk, and then I put any carryover, like, overflow. It still was in the back passenger compartment. But then I separated the envelopes in those little bags on the floor of that kind of middle cabin area. Now that's better than option number one, because when you make a delivery, it'll say, look for so-and-so, here's the address, and then what's the package type? It'll say medium box, large box, small box, or envelope. The only problem with that is still you have to comb through stuff. And sometimes the labels aren't 100% accurate. Like it'll say small box and you pull the thing out and you're like, this is the same size as some of my medium boxes. So after that, then I changed to organizing by stop number. And that's what I recommend on Amazon Flex.
It is 2:41 and I pulled out their station at 12:30. So it took me 2 hours and 10 minutes to do that $80, but I wasn't even organized. Now I see how they got it and I know what to do. I should have been done with that $80 in an hour and a half, y'all. I delivered 2 of the packages, but they wouldn't clear out the system. So it's like they're trying to send me back to do it. So I'm gonna call them and have them clear it real quick.
So he couldn't complete the delivery in app on 2 deliveries, and it still says, you have to do it because it wasn't completed. I've had to do that. Yeah. So if it's a GPS issue, like it won't let you finish the delivery or confirm it because of bad connectivity, then there's options in the Flex driver app. Now, what D's doing here, you can also contact support. Same thing. It's like, hey, I just made my delivery. It's not letting me complete the delivery. I try to click the option even in the app. I would recommend to do that really right when it happens. I mean, you can wait, but then you have to go back and remember which stop it is. Now, if it's still in your itinerary, I get it. It's up to you.
It's cool. I don't quite like they pickup process. They pickup process is different in different places.
The warehouse.
I got a homeboy that do Amazon Flex somewhere else. But the way they did us, we all had to pull in.
Yep.
And they brought everybody.
Yep.
Everybody had to load their
Yep.
And then everybody had to leave at the same time.
Exactly. That is kind of what the one warehouse does here in Pittsburgh. So you line up like in line, the associates waiting for the right time, like, 12 p.m. in this case. So 12 p.m., then they start processing IDs. Then an associate's going to say, park in the left lane, pull all the way forward. Hey, park in the right lane, right next to that guy. Park right in the third lane, right? And they'll line you up. And then once everyone's parked, like here in Pittsburgh, have your four ways on, front two windows down, radio off, engine off. Then when everyone's set, then they'll roll out the packages. Everyone gets out, start scanning. Sometimes you just have to scan one QR code on the kind of packing slip that's attached to the rack. Then I have seen it other times you have to scan the barcode of each individual package. I feel like that's more common. So everyone's doing that and loading it in your vehicle.
Overall, $80 in 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's not bad.
So that gave D another option, and he finished early. So you can imagine, he said it was a waste of time in parts to sift through all the packages. If you're more efficient with the organization, he got this done, 2.5 hours or something on I don't know what it was, a 3-hour shift or something. If you finish even earlier, you still get paid the full amount. Just keep in mind, don't be too slow, because if it takes you more time, you're not going to get more pay. After this, should Amazon Flex, let's say in 2025, be upgraded? Of all the side hustles out there, like 70 plus, by the way, you can get a free copy of my rankings guide for 2025. That's free to you. It's at yourdrivermike.com/bundle. Get that and a few other free resources. And if you want to learn about the latest side hustle news, you can sign up for my newsletter as well. But after this shift, finishing early, getting like a good pay pretty much per hour, but we didn't know the miles on this route. I still think that, at least in part, is still the Achilles heel for Flex. Not knowing the mileage is a big thing. Now, if you just want the cash flow, well, I just want the $80 or what I need cash, then it's a way to cash flow. But you can cash flow with other gigs and niches in the side hustle economy and not have the unpredictability of Flex. So no, for me, it doesn't get upgraded. It's still in the bottom third. Too much ambiguity and not knowing the route. You have to commit ahead of time. More stops an hour, but at least it's one of kind of fewer gig apps that will have predictable hourly pay.